Alrighty, boys and girls, we're gonna continue off. Do believe we're about to do the bounty hunting. Crack open the cold one real quick though. Oh. Alright. Let's see. My inventory is still very full. So I need to go find a workbench back off to the side here again.
Another day at the cannery.
There we go.
I've been feeling pretty low these days.
This is where the magic.
So let's break down all of these weapons. Armor. Fun Times barrel seems like it only works this one here, so let's do it. Let's repair those.
Magic happens? Well, science. But it still happens here.
And I will fast back here. Sorry if you can hear that in the background, my cats are going a little crazy. Just go back this way and we'll start with our bounty hunting.
Let's go! Nice one! I'll fix you right up!
Let's kill you.
No hard
You
feelings,
have
okay?
a name too. Nice. Bunch of stuff out of you. Let's keep going. Alright. Not gonna go mess with that for right now. Instead, we're gonna head over here. Try to find our way up there.
Okay! Here we go!
That was a little too easy. What this is over here. Some more marauders.
Here we go! Not working! I see it now!
Give him the old smashy smashy.
That's the last of them!
It's a tough one. Alright, let's look these guys up real quick. Probably get some decent loot out of this too. Let's level up before I forget. I think this one I will do all dialogue. Vardy's got to level up, so I think for engineering for me. One of these look like they open, so head up the way here. Pretty underwhelming loot. Guess that's okay. Let's move on. I think right up this way is where her camp is.
Got it. Heads down.
Oh, no, that's good. Good, solid hit right there.
Got 'em all.
Nice. Clean up these bodies. Get everybody up here. We got a nice melee weapon. Too bad we don't do a melee playthrough. Got another fun time barrel. Alright. This one, I think. Gonna fast travel to the ship here and run to that camp from there. It seems just a little bit closer.
We got this.
Is she the only one sitting right up there? Oh, she'll teleport literally wherever you stick her. That is awesome. Alright, that was fun.
Everyone all right?
Alright. Another Marauder camp cleared.
Nicely done.
Let's do the old loot it and boot it. Oh, just a ladder. Let's get up here and loot her. Saw she had a sniper rifle, so can come in handy in some situations. The old hunting rifle. Alright. Last one's up here. I think I'm just going to fast travel to it. Sometimes I get a notification that I'm missing some frames, so if these are coming up real choppy, guys, just let me know. Try to look up some videos on what I can do about it. I'm not too sure how to fix that, but if it's bothering y'all, let me know. Nice. God, that's so cool. My last playthrough, I did not even unlock the companion attacks. That makes things so great.
Easy.
Alright, I think I'm gonna have to do some weapon breaking down here in the field because I'm already over encumbered. So let's go ahead and start getting rid of some of these things. Machine gun. Be a fan of that. I keep the weapon there. Anything that's a legendary weapon, I'm definitely going to keep. This I definitely will. Shot cannon. Actually, I think you need the shot cannon for the robots, so I'm actually gonna keep that on there. Bunch of weapon mods I can try to put on. Probably a lot quicker. Weapons workbench. So just do that because the other one's right down the way here. This looks like a big raider town, basically. Almost walked right into that mine.
Let's end this quick.
So easy.
I don't know anybody who ever came out this far.
I think I'm gonna heal up. I know my regen will probably get me going, but back to being encumbered again. that circle is Pavarti. Oh, looky there.
Wow, you crossed them all off, like some sort of heroic accountant running down a list. Teach me your ways. Only thing unscrewed around here is the head of that marauder you took down. Never seen moves like that outside my serial dramas. You, on the other hand, you were a sight to behold. If I had half your skills, I'd be the greatest outlaw the coast has ever seen. I'm great at clarifying. No. I insinuated myself into their company, see? And they didn't seem to mind one whit. I don't know. The vital processes that constitute the miracle of life are mysterious and unknowable. Oh, you mean around these guys? The Marauders wouldn't hurt me. They love me. I'm practically their queen. Yeah, must be my natural charisma. I may have bartered them a few boxes of Adrena time, but yeah, I'm sure that's got nothing to do with it. I got kicked out of Edgewater on account of falling sick with plague and stealing some medicine to treat myself. I'd heard some outlaws set up camp in the botanical labs. I decided to throw in with them, seeing as I always wanted to be an outlaw myself. Instead, what do I find but a bunch of former workers camped out around a greenhouse? I couldn't just go back to the cannery, so I was stuck with them. I've got all the time in Halcyon.
Never mind. Alright, well. Just live your life, girl. Ooh, mines. Alright. I have not been this far north yet. Figured there'd be some primal daddies around here.
I'm ready for this. Nice.
Get him. Oh, that doesn't get old.
Nothing personal, I swear.
Man. So much exploring to be done on this map. I haven't even explored some of the other planets on this game, like I just skipped straight to the end game. It's all three of them, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it was. Alright. Let's run around here some. See what we can get ourselves into. Can't really do nothing here with the lava, but this is really cool. I think I will take that as my sign, so... Ooh, almost got stuck there. I don't think there's anything here for me, so... Yeah, we'll go turn in this quest real quick first. I think we'll head over to the Botanical Gardens after this. Now, the last time I played through, I did give the Botanical Gardens power, but I don't think I'll be doing that again.
Report? We pay by the finger. What do you have for me? Gil Antrim. Real name, Guillaume. Duly processed by a freelancer on behalf of Spacer's Choice. I remember him. He was just a kid last I saw him. Shame. I'll just need your signature here, 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 and here. Got any more fingers for me? Mabel Burgess. Age 37. Right or left-handed? Let's just say no longer applicable. I remember Doc Burgess. Conducted my physical every fiscal quarter. Guess she couldn't keep her hands off her patient's medicine. Still one outstanding bounty. If you've got a finger, I've got the paperwork.
Yes, I do.
Here we are. Bertie Cotton. Cause of death. Let's just say overwhelming physical trauma. Bert was the local preacher before Max took over. Always was quick to remind us that we all get what we deserve in the end. Well, that's all three. I must remember to requisition some more fingerprint ink. Here's all the compensation you've earned, plus a bonus. You've done such a bang-up job hunting down our former workers that I thought it only proper to deputize you. Congratulations. Let me stop you there. It is official Spacer's Choice policy that all Marauders, regardless of prior affiliation to the Spacer's Choice brand, no longer qualify as our people. Marauders are folk who lost the will to keep working, wandered out into the wilds and gave into their baser instincts. Not everyone's cut out to work in Edgewater. Some turn deserter, some turn marauder. None of them get my sympathy. Everybody likes Adrenatime. It is the finest medical drug ever developed by Spacer's Choice. Much better than that crap anti-Cleo pedals. Sure, a little too much Adrenatime can bring out the violent animal in you, but if overdosing on Adrenatime turns you into a lunatic, you have only yourself to blame. Says so right on the warning label. Violent psychosis is a well-documented and legally accounted for side effect of Adrenatime. What's on your mind?
Oh. Alright.
Almost lost a finger.
So with that,
We're in the cannery today.
let me mark those as junk. Let's break all those down real quick.
Hey, that's. I mean, if you need it. Okay.
Oh, sorry, Pavardi. Sorry, girl. Oh, no. I just broke down the fucking weapon. Oh, God, I'm such an idiot. Oh, no, I didn't. I broke down the freaking nice melee weapon, though. Corrosion, that's what I'm talking about. Alright, not interested in that. Alright. That. Go find a vending machine real quick. Where
You're
were
not
any
a
of them
big
on?
drinker, are you?
There we are, general store. Good enough for me.
I'm not allowed in here.
Miss Holt. Ask
Oh,
her
whoops.
if you care. I'm running a business here.
I won't touch anything while we're in here, Mr. Moreau. I promise.
Music to my ears.
Alright, let's sell. On that. Sell that junk. Okay. What's the weight look like? Good to go. Let's go to the botanical gardens now. I put that corrosive mod on the pistol because the robots, I believe that that's what's good against them, so, and the geothermal plant. so we're gonna need that.
Move along, stranger. We don't want any trouble.
Let's put all these guys real quick.
I don't know you. Whatever you're looking for, it ain't here. Move along. Answers, huh? You must be one of those philosophicals. Already got ourselves one of those. Yeah, that's us. And you can tell Thompson we're doing just fine by ourselves. If you're gonna start wandering around my camp, know that I got my sights on you. A Geo what? Look, plants ain't my purview. You're better off asking after Adelaide. Enough with the questions. No offense, but I've got a lot on my mind. Explains why you're still yammering on at me. No, I'm sorry. That was unworthy of me. Lady named Zoe went missing some nights ago. Just up and vanished without a trace. Now I'm pacing around wondering if marauders got to her. Thank the Eternal. Wait, Marauder Camp. Is she all right? Queen of the Marauders, huh? That's what comes of watching serials. Rots your gray. If you could bring her home, I'd be obliged. And if you could cross off some Marauders on the way, I'd be much obliged. Over in the hothouse, tending crop.
Alright. Let's get her back.
I'll tell you what I can.
Fine.
Well, enough to know we never got on.
Hopefully
Zoe
these
and
skip
Steffi
frames
were
aren't getting
close.
annoying.
If anybody
I'll
knows
look
the
and
workings
find
of her
some way how to
mind,
fix
he
these.
does. She was lazy and thoughtless, but she's still one of our own. What is it?
Alright. Now, I can fast travel back here again, so let's do that. Let's go do this side quest here. Get Zoe to come back. What is it telling us to do here? Don't know why I have one here for Stefan, but let me chat.
You hungry? We got canid ribs, canid flank, canid snout too. Something I can help you with? You mean Zoe? Yeah, we were pretty close. Not like her to go loping off. Zoe and I were gonna watch the serials, as is our custom. She never turned up. I looked around, but she was nowhere to be found. You sound like some type of corporate fixer asking all these questions. Zoe was always obsessed with this serial, Masked Marketeer. A scion of Byzantium turns to banditry and teaches his marauder companions the wisdom of free market economics. Shame she up and vanished when she did. I had a surprise lined up for her. Can't say I recall Zoe ever acting strange. Well, except for her habit of writing things down on scraps of paper. She called it journaling, but I think it's just plain odd. The other day, I got my hands on a genuine copy of the latest Masked Marketeer. I was gonna surprise Zoe with it, but she was gone the next day. Not much of a chance, no. Mind if I ask why you're interested? Zoe's living with marauders? Yeah, that sounds like the sort of sideways, sprat-brained plan Zoe'd come up with. Yeah, could be you're telling the truth. Or maybe you're trying to wheedle me into relinquishing my only copy of the Masked Marketeer. It's a collector's edition after all. Yeah, you're probably right. A true fan would have displayed a gleam in their eye upon hearing the words collector's edition. Here you go, latest copy of the Masked Marketeer. Tell Zoe we're all waiting on her.
Alright. Hey, bud. Let's do it. Probably the easiest way is just to run over there. See this area over here. I think I've already come through and looted this, yeah. Oh, that's right. This is right by everyone I murdered.
What I wouldn't do for a Wentworth. Why? Adelaide wants me back on garden duty or something? Thanks, but I'm not going anywhere. This is where I belong. So, you tracked me down just to gab about the mass marketeer? I am impressed. You actually have it? The episode where Lord Cavendish reveals he's been the mass marketeer all along? All right, you convinced me. I'll take my stuff and head on back, I suppose. Grace is gonna be glaring knives at me, so I've got that to look forward to.
Alright, cool. Looks like this building hasn't been broken into.
Wish I could do that.
Loot the old register. Nice, nice. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Let's see what's on the upstairs here. Some more biddies. Stuff. Ooh. Little hide in one there. Alright. Now we go talk to Adelaide. We tell her her girl's back.
What is it? We didn't always get along, but I'm glad to know she's safe. What happened, anyway? Zoe joined up with a band of marauders. Zoe. The same Zoe who doesn't know a barrel from a trigger. Well, I've heard stranger things. You pretty much did my job for me. Least I could do is pay you for your trouble. Let me know if I can do something for you.
Alright. I'm gonna up my dialogue for this one here. Perks. 50% extra XP is actually pretty nice. I might actually just do the carrying capacity because I found myself encumbered a few times, so let's just do that. Before I talk to Adelaide, I think I'm gonna go around the town here.
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
Oh, he used to follow me around before he left the cannery.
Keep your wits about you, friend.
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
Oh, didn't see you there. I was just occupying myself with a little engineering. Whoa, Miss Parvati. Hey, you're, what, how are you? Hi. Hello.
Are you, are things safe out here? How are you keeping?
Great, just great. I've been trying to keep stuff running, just like you. Only I'm not so... Wait, they didn't kick you out, did they?
Oh gosh, no. I'm just along with this lady here.
Are you from town? I mean, you don't exactly look like you're from town. Never heard it phrased in such a way before. I guess we're all trying to get our ships off the ground, ain't we? Sorry, I just wasn't sure if you were from town or if you were one of us. Something's been chewing at me, you see. Fact is, I've been, well, lying. To everybody here. Camp thinks I'm a mechanical genius, but I couldn't fix a busted chair. I'll take all the help I can get. I set my mind to learning the craft of the engineer, you see. I want to make something of myself. You ever heard of the Young Spacer's Guide to Mechanical Engineering? Comes in a set of 3. If I had my hands on one of those data pads, I could teach myself the ins and outs.
Those are good. My dad kept a copy with him when he was working in the cannery.
I know the old community center kept a copy. Should find another one back in town. If you could find me even one of those pads, I'd be greatly obliged.
Pretty sure I found one. Yeah,
no
it is.
kidding. Really? Well, which one? Look at that. Building a computing machine out of Spectrum potatoes, a primer. I'm just glad it survived all these years. I appreciate you going through all that trouble. In fact, I put aside something special on the off chance that somebody'd search out those data pads for me. Sure, I'd be glad to take them off your hands. What's on your mind? Couple months. This camp's my home. People you see milling about, they're my family. At least I think of them that way. I owe them my life. Would have died in the wilderness if they hadn't chanced upon me, starving and delirious. We all left the cannery for one reason or another. Me? I was let go, mostly on account of my incompetence. I mean, I was incompetent. I couldn't even survive on my own. Grace found me, Adelaide took me in, I've been on my feet ever since.
You weren't incompetent. You just didn't fit the cannery. Not like here. This place had a U-shaped hole, and now it doesn't.
You could stay, you know. Here. I'd be happy to... we could really use... this isn't coming out right. If you want, Adelaide would make a place for you.
Nope. That's a lot of mines. I just walked through a ton. Yikes. Big yikes. Oh. Good gravy. What they got a freaking minefield out here for? I ain't about to go any further. Ain't gonna steal nothing. Alright. Let's take another little look around. I think that'll be it.
If you're hungry, Stefan's got supplies.
Alright, well. Let's talk to the girl, Adelaide.
If you're hungry, there's meat turning on the spit outside. If you're bearing illness, find a place to lay your head down and I'll fetch you a poultice. Whatever your troubles with Edgewater, leave them at the gates and be welcomed here. Any questions, dear? I have been called that, among other things. Green Thumb, grandmother, the strange old lady who keeps flowers. But yes, Adelaide will do just fine.
Excuse me, Miss McDevitt? Sorry, it's just... You got such pretty trees in here.
Why, thank you. You're Robert's girl, aren't you? I remember when you were but a sprout. Thomas speaks of you often. Are you staying long? You should try some of my tobaccorn tea. I brew it in an old spittoon, but it's been cleaned. A home for anyone who's ever turned their backs on Edgewater. A home for those of us with nowhere left to go and nothing to
See
lose.
if there's a diplomatic way that we can
like
resolve
the
this whole
spores of
thing.
the puffball, cast on the wind and alighting on fresh soil, we put down new roots. It is an unpleasant story, dear. But the short of it is that sometimes one wakes up and realizes the place that was once her home for much of her life has changed. The home in which we spent our lives has left us behind, and so we must move on. And that is as much as I will say on the subject. Reed Thompson, you here on behalf of that cold-eyed reptile? Let's hear it. What's Reed's idea of peace, then? Like everything else that comes out of Edgewater, that peace offering is canned. I and my own are living just fine out here by ourselves. He would do such a thing. The question is, why would you agree to his plans? Cannery's got a regulator. You want ship parts, you ought to rip them out of the cannery's guts and leave us be. If you're going down to the plant, you should divert power away from Edgewater and toward our end of the grid. Think about it. You'd be liberating an entire town from a lifetime of service to that odious cannery. Seems the sort of thing a hero would do. You've seen that miserable excuse for a town with your own lamps. Hollowed out workers laboring their lives away at the cannery, living off whatever scraps Spacer's Choice throws them. You know that's true, don't you, Ms. Holcomb? Your father died of overwork. His heart gave out.
He was tired all the time, sure, but he was old, ma'am, and he raised me all by his lonesome.
Look what they did to this child. Lost her family to the company, and still she defends them.
I'm all right. I ain't so fragile.
That was unkind of me. I'm sorry, dear. It's not much of a living. Every single person in that town has sold themselves to Spacer's Choice. The company owns them. Body, blood, and bones. You've been there. You've seen it. All anyone ever does is toil over a cannery. They give their lives for some heartless corporation, and then they're tossed into a Spacer's Choice brand cemetery. So, what do you say? Divert power over to us. Shut down that abominable cannery for good. I trust you will listen to your conscience.
I say I'm gonna listen to her. I really don't think I will. Last time I played, it got all jacked up. I'll do this one first. Try to help these guys out as much as I can. I'm really hoping that there's a way to not kill off both little towns here. Last time I chose to help the botanical gardens. I think this time I would choose to do Edgewater. Even though they do have the Oop. Too far. Maybe we can talk to Reed and see.
If you could see your way to getting us our power back, I'd appreciate it. Go ahead. Can we not? Talking about unpleasant things always gets my bile up. That I cannot say. There was no moment when the plagues began. Disease always lurks on the fringes of society, waiting to infect the idle and the lethargic. But in the last 10 years, the plagues have become progressively worse and increasingly frequent. Corporate doesn't like us using the word should. It encourages the imagination. I believe plague is a test, It is a test of our loyalty and our fortitude, and it is one we will see through to the end. Show up to work, put in your hours, wear a smile. Problems of the body come from problems of the spirit. Work improves the spirit and fortifies the body. And where do you suggest we find this magical panacea? Can we pan for medicine in the stream? Medicine is a rare and precious commodity. If you demonstrate you have earned the right to be treated, you will be treated. Otherwise, you must heal yourself. If I had enough medicine to treat everyone who fell sick, I would, but I don't. I can't save everyone. So I have to choose. It is not easy for me. And the moment it becomes easy is the moment I am no longer fit to serve. Spacer's Choice is a family, and the survival of the family is more important than the survival of the individual. Go ahead. It is my job to keep 2 eyes on my town. I am the steward of this place, and this is my watch post. I'm trying to remember 25 years, 26. When you get to my age, the years just rush by. You stop counting altogether. I remember looking out this window and seeing the veils spread out from horizon to horizon. We were a sprawling town. We were booming. Times change, people change, but the veil will always be here. Spacer's Choice will always be here. Our work won't ever end. I take comfort in that. I wish you wouldn't say things like that. Yes, as a matter of fact. When I stand at my window and look out over my town, here's what I see. I see decent, loyal, hard-working people. I see a family. We are all part of the Spacer's Choice family. We are all doing what we were brought into this world to do. This is a Spacer's Choice town. We're all part of the Spacer's Choice family here. The company keeps us warm, keeps us fed, keeps us working. Loyalty's got nothing to do with it, friend. This is good old-fashioned gratitude. Go ahead. That you are not one of us may work to your advantage. Adelaide and her folk loathe the people of Edgewater, you see. I admit the fault was mine. I'm about as diplomatic as a bristling canid. I just hope Adelaide and her folk will see their way past my flaws and return to town. I must. The burden of leadership is responsibility. If my workers walked out on Edgewater, then I have failed them. Yes, we have lost good workers to desertion. We have lost even more to plague. But it is why we must square our shoulders and carry on. Losing Adelaide was the hardest. She was our only flavor specialist. When she walked away, I knew we were in trouble. Spacer's Choice Saltuna is renowned across the system for its quality flavors and additives. We used to sell citrus-flavored Saltuna in our heyday. Ever since Adelaide left, we have been reduced to selling unflavored and spearmint. Go ahead. Adelaide was our only flavor specialist. We are a Saltuna canning institution. Saltuna without flavor is like a cysty pig without tumors, borderline inedible. Were it up to me, friend, I'd stack our larders with Saltuna galore. No other brand of Saltuna adds as much vim or vigor to the body's humors. But, and this is something we must keep between the two of us, Saltuna is hard to come by, what with being a species indigenous to the seas of another world. Oh, we've scavenged together some organic material from the surrounding environs. Mostly organic, mostly local mushrooms. Some of which possess a texture akin to a well-boiled slab of Saltuna. The difference is all but impossible to detect to any but the prissiest of palate. Go ahead.
Alright, well. I was hoping I might unlock some some kind of dialogue to maybe get them back, but I don't believe it's gonna be there. Need to find right here. Let's just do a little bit of crime, you know?
You the new worker? Whatever. Make it quick, Tenderfoot. I'm busy. Foreman Granger, mind those words don't come out of your mouth unless preceded by yes or right away or thank you.
Alright. Whatever. So the book was left in an unused office? So it's inside the cannery somewhere. See. Unused office inside the cannery. It's outside. See if I can get any info from Pravarti.
He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda. I'm just glad he's alive. That he's okay. I mean, when Mr. Thompson said he was fired, we all expected the worst. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him. You mean about the mission being too... Sorry. I know. Strong drink makes me sick. And it makes me real sad. I start thinking about things I oughtn't, and then... Well, never mind that. You got better things to think on. Sorry. Oh, it's what I do. You'll tire of it soon enough. I know, but Vickers says the universe is a machine, that it runs by law. Real machines have gunked up oil, scratches, and worn bits. You can tell they've seen handling, been used by folk. The machine Vickers sees is one ain't never been run. It's not for people to live in. It's something on a museum shelf, under glass. Fixing the universe is a job for somebody way better than the likes of me. There was a kind of a thing, the vending machine, when I was 12. Not intentionally. I've always been good with my hands, right? So I saw a lock on the machine and thought, oh, this must be how they refill it. But I had to know. So I did my thing. And next thing I know, there's a couple hundred bottles of Zero-G rolling out the front door and into the road. It's not funny. Right about then, a bunch of loaders came rolling in the gate, fresh off the Saltuna ships. And Mr. Thompson was up on the porch making a speech about how everyone would have to volunteer a third shift to get it all canned. Anyhow, you ever seen an auto loader run over a bottle of Zero-G? exploded all over Mr. Thompson. One bottle after another as the loaders went by. I was just shy of working age, so Dad had to pay all the damages. Rose still angry at me. I can laugh about it now, but I just about puked up my guts in terror in the moment. That's the one time I ever made Mr. Thompson look a fool.
It says it's tucked away in an office in the cannery, and I am not seeing it tucked away in the cannery. Again. Took it into the cannery. Just looked all around it. Let's go give him this copy here. Yes.
Any luck finding one of those manuals? No kidding! Really? Well, which one? Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
Okay. Let's talk to Adelaide one more time and see if... where she is. She is.
Anything else I can do for you? I am getting old, you know. These 2 lamps of mine are not as bright as they once were. Or I might have seen you for what you are. My dear, we are all visitors in a momentary universe. Our lives flicker in and out like the guttering of a flame. Here now, then gone. Me and mine are just carrying on as best we can, trying to live our lives in a way that does not feel wasted. A little prattling never hurt anyone, dear. You might even catch a little sense, if you listen close enough. I can't stop you from conducting your business down at the plant. I just want you to know that if you take our power away, you will have brought an end to our way of life. Not under Reed's watch. He and I would come to blows within a day, and he would never tolerate my tending to a garden. This is my home. It will be my home even if Reed cuts our power. Simple as that. That's because Reed was my boss. I was the cannery's one and only flavor specialist, you see. Remember that limited run of white chocolate saltuna? That was all me. My son worked in that cannery. When the plague started coming, he was one of the first to fall sick. We had a store of medicine locked away, but Reed refused to treat him. Said my boy didn't deserve treatment. Said the medicine would have been wasted on him. So I buried my boy in the cemetery, gathered my belongings, and left. That's as much of the story as you need to hear. I could not possibly care less if he does, but you're surely welcome to ask him.
Do that again. I feel like there's a lot of back and forth in this. If there is a way to like get a better ending for this quest, I do feel like there's a better way to do it, but
Something on your mind? Go ahead. I admit. Scripture tells us we all have our purpose. Yes, we have lost good workers.
alright, I did not get anything I thought I would get out of there. Alright, well, I think it's time to go to the geothermal plant. Got my corrosive pistol. I think I'm gonna end it here. We'll start up going through here on the next episode. This is such a pretty game. But thank you guys for watching. Let me know how you would do these things here. God, I don't even know what I'm saying. Whatever. Hope you guys liked it.